Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Didn't even look it up. I think I remembered it right this time. Still don't fire that fast, do they? I've got it equipped, right? Increases power. Increases firing rate. I'm using infinite rounds. I'm going to use infinite rounds until I get into the room with the boss. When I get into the room with the boss, I will switch to something faster. Or, no, sorry, more powerful, I should say. Yeah, they're not high damage, that's for sure. You got to kind of learn how to aim them unless you hit your target at a point where it's doing or just missed an attack that prevents it from hopping around. Upskirt shots of cowboy shit. Oh, that came out sounding weird. Okay, if I don't want to take a bunch of damage before the boss, probably want to get liberal with my use of spirits. Alright. Yep, so I just kind of blanked. I'm really glad that when I noticed the music stop, I turned around immediately. I'm really glad it let me get away with that. I could have lost a lot of progress if we didn't beat the boss on the first try. These are good for inflicting damage. This is more like what we really want to be using.
Stop right there.
Who are you? Are you Meryl? Mr. Karate?
I knew what you are. That ghastly air about you. You reek of sorcery, Shardbinder.
But I would like to wish you love, success, and happiness in the new year.
Ah, and what am I to make of you?
Well, he doesn't have, okay, he doesn't look like Solid Snake with all the specific skills.
I'm your executioner.
Oh, that's right. He guards against a lot of stuff. I did not mean to. Should not have attacked. I meant to turn around before attacking him. I did that again. I slid in the wrong... Ow. Had a lot of trouble with him on my first playthrough, but I'm probably more leveled. I might be. I'm probably more leveled than I was the first time I fought him. Possibly not when I finally beat him. Ow! I never really stocked up on pizza, did I? Or potions. Nope. Yeah, actually, next steps if I fail here is probably get some potions. I really should have gotten an opportunity to hit him over there. Ow. But that did it.
Cease this at once, Zangetsu.
Yeah, he gave me a lot less trouble than he did the first time I played through. That being said, I didn't remember his specific attacks well. I knew he had at least one where he jumped up and came straight down. I knew he had one where he kind of charged across the screen and attacked. I think mainly I remember that having tried to brute force it was not working and that you needed to wait for your openings, which is, good tactics in almost any action game with bosses. I apparently tried really hard to brute force it against him. And again, as I said, I'm almost certain I'm more leveled than I was the first time I fought him when I off-screened the game. But I'm probably not more leveled than I was when I beat him, because he was the first thing I hit where I was like, oh, I need to level. So, I think we got a bit lucky there, honestly. Hitting those quests that gave us 2 different items that make guns better at exactly the same time, making me think to use guns, made a difference. Because some of his attacks stun you when you're close, and that wasn't an issue. So anyway, Dominique wants him to knock it off.
Here we go.
Mother Hen's gonna come and lecture. Well, Naomi, if you didn't want me to die of fox tie, maybe you shouldn't have invented and given me fox tie.
How many times do I have to tell you? Our enemies are the demons, and those in league with them.
Listen, I fully expect at least one of the demons is gonna switch sides before this is over, Revolver Ocelot styles.
And I say, what is the difference? The alchemists were the gunmen, the shardbinders the gun. All must be dismantled.
You and that cute little girl are bullets.
In the case of the alchemists, you are right. They coveted the powers of hell and must pay for it.
So let's go kill Johannes.
But Miriam is not like them. She is fighting for us, at great personal risk.
Listen, that changes nothing about the tightness of my pants.
Really? You forget how many of our friends perished for similarly misplacing their faith.
His coat with the chains linking it is not very practical, but looks pretty badass, actually.
And do I look as weak? Look closer.
And he starts unbuttoning her top.
I was bored with her anyway.
Do your job, Zangetsu. You need to put a stop to Alfred.
And I will. But you listen to me, Shardbinder. If you value your life, then stay out of my sight.
Douche.
You can hold me to my word, Dominique. But don't presume to tell me what else I can or cannot do.
Look, you paid me to go decorate that Christmas tree, and that's what I'm going to do. But if I decide to murder some elves on the way, that's not covered by the deal.
I apologize for my acquaintance. He had no right to speak to you like that.
He kind of just explained how he gets to talk how he wants. Well, not talking specifically, but yeah. Don't presume to tell him what he can do. He's about freedom. He's about America. I mean, he's obviously some kind of samurai, but...
Pay it no mind. I've been through worse.
For example, this hat.
I want you to know that I trust you, Miriam. And nothing anyone says could ever sway that trust.
Now let's kiss.
Well, you have my thanks. It's nice to know that I have someone on my side.
Because Johannes is clearly evil.
Zangetsu is a demon hunter from a land far to the east, in the tumult of a decade ago.
It's called. Zapango.
Perhaps even longer. Demons robbed him of everything precious to him, and he's despised everything to do with them since.
It is kind of irrational and strange that you would hate demons. I mean, they seem so lovable.
His strength, however, is second to none.
Well, apparently it's second to mine because I just beat him.
I saw it for myself. I could tell he was holding back, but he was a handful regardless.
I guess the implication is he was testing her. It doesn't seem like he has any particular interest in keeping her around. So it's hard to tell if Zangetsu is like hiding his true motives, or he was just like, or he just didn't kill her because he was curious. Like he just was literally curious to see how strong these shardbinders are, but didn't really see any particular need to kill her. Max kill her.
Maybe it was a lack of conviction that dulled his blade.
Oh, and maybe he didn't get through his refractory period.
Well, I'll be
Since
off
the last
then.
time he used his blade,
I mustn't leave Anne alone for too long.
She'll start selling my stuff free of charge. She's crazy. She'd give cars away, but I won't let her. And she can move around through the castle at will, apparently. I had mentioned that she seems like somebody who might have secret hidden power, but the game has not really indicated that. Anyway, I'm going to keep our current gear on just because it had better stats anyway, but outside of fighting bosses, I'm just used to the way the melee weapons work. I don't really want to switch. They make getting stupid stuff like candles a big pain in the ass because you have to be right on the monies. So I don't know how long it will take, but I would expect some kind of mobility thing to help us deal with some of these issues we've had with navigating will come after we beat that boss. Not immediately, obviously, but I'm surprised there was no immediate reward. I'm sure it's set up so that we'll get a reward now in an area we couldn't have gotten to before. HP max. Max. HP Max. This game doesn't feature hearts, but it has HP Max. Those little, like, shard flower things, which represent our MP, they might have maxed up things that we can get to at some point. Again, if I get a few more crystals to drop from those guys, I might switch to a sword. And several of the 8-bit swords that we could get sounded interesting. I don't know that that 8-bit coin is useful for anything else. Like, I don't think we can use 3 of them to get a 16-bit coin or whatnot. Of course, if I'm not interested in using any of the 8-bit stuff, I could sell it for like 4,000 gold. That's not a crazy idea. If it turns out to be a terrible mistake later after I've already saved the game, it probably won't be so soon that I won't have made enough money that losing 4,000 foolishly is insurmountable. That's a neat enemy design. Killer Baba. The Killer Cause. Oh, here we go. Lash at enemies with a single mighty strike. Fireball with square, usable by the Thorn Whip, Snakebite, and Albiero. One thing I am a little confused about in this game is that you get higher-end weapons. They don't always allow you to do the same techniques. But I'll probably want to be... Well, let's save because we need a boss. Let me satisfy my paranoia that the recorder is actually running. I need to switch inputs for that briefly if you give me a second. And even if you don't, it does look like things are moving normally. I'm going to be paranoid about this for a couple of recording sessions since I lost a Death Stranding video where everything just seemed to start perfectly normally, but like didn't take in such a way that I would have noticed if I'd been more diligent in checking stuff before recording. Sharp razors. Oh, I remember you guys. You might actually give me a familiar crystal if I beat up enough of you. Not like the best familiar in the game, but... Ah, now, I mentioned this earlier. This, gangster-looking guy, he's upset that we killed Salvatore, Leone, so he's going to try to murder us. He's the first one to... There's somebody who looks more like a video game character than a real person. I'm sorry, they do. Pretty blonde girl with... Oh, well, there's somebody who looks more like a real world. This might be a actual Kickstarter. Not unattractive, I'm just saying she looks slightly more like a real person, you know, kind of friendly-faced, dark-haired woman in glasses than woman in blonde bob with eye patch. That feels like a video game character. Okay, maybe turn around and face the enemy, JG? That might be in a thing? Leonine pelt. I think that's a alchemy ingredient for a few of the things that were otherwise accessible to us. Oh. Ah, there you go. That's the mobility crystal that we're looking for, probably. Skill shard. Magic that has a permanent effect by acquiring the shard. So we turn off on inside the menu setting. Shortcut. It's possible to call up the state registered. What? Oh. Oh, somebody's making weird noises. But what is the skill shard we got? Manipulative? Oh, shortcut. Okay, here we go. Shortcut. How do I get over there? Here we go. It is possible to call up the state registered with... What short... Oh. I was to call it the state registered with the menu shortcut with L2. Oh. I kind of remember this. I don't think I understand how it's meant to work. You're supposed to be able to jump back and forth between pre-saved equipment sets for different scenarios, but I'm not clear on how it works, and it seems like it'd be a convenience thing, not really, minor quality of life type of deal. Oh, that's an enemy. It's not some weird thing of the menu. Okay, hold on. Yeah, cursed. I remembered that at the last second. Cursed drastically reduces maximum MP and HP, and is really bad news, and I need to get away from this enemy. Because I don't know how much they have left before they die, but they are fucking my shit up. I don't need you spawning, really, friend. I certainly don't need you back. I need to hit that save location and hope that it undoes status stuff as well as giving me hit points. I think it does. Oh, as a matter of fact, that actually wore off on its own with time. But yeah, curse is bad, and you don't want to get hit with it, and I was hit with it, and I may have been really close to finishing that enemy, or nowhere near. I don't know. Boars are interesting because they have this big knockback, which, depending on the geography of an area, they can come back and hit you before you're ready. Maybe that's Joey Leone. No, he was bald. Or balding. He's Mafia Uncle Polka. Shouldn't assume some of these people are backers and some are not, but something about that portrait, she looks like a backer. I gotta admit, if you're a big enough Castlevania fan to have donated bucks to this game, summon Boar, okay. That would be a pretty damn cool, yeah, I mean, if I'd known about this, I might have thrown in a few bucks, but, I thought I just got a Boar shard. Oh, summon Boar. Oh, never mind. Damn, that's not a familiar. I think there's a familiar. It's like a different, like a high-end palette swapped Boar that might actually serve as a familiar later. Then there's a reason you get an audio cue for these things, because they're bad news. What the skill is for Poltergeist. So I feel like that one was passive. Okay. So let's get serious from jump and try to hit you with some powerful distance attacks before you can curse us. There we go. I almost want to look these ones up. Poltergeist. Oh, we don't know what the shard drop is until we actually get one. Okay, fair enough. Why would we know? Wraith. So it immediately tells us the spawn areas, but we don't find out. And its resistances. It has resistance to everything except fire and holy. Well, not everything, but it either has some resistance, has great resistance to that bottom one, which I guess is like evil or death or dark element. Or generically scary monster, evil death element. Kitty! Ow. Well, or dog, which I guess is not a kitty, but it kind of looks like a kitty to me. Oh, yuck. Okay, so this is the section of the game where they introduce status ailments, apparently. I haven't quite finished with this place yet. Hoping that poison-like curse goes away on its own. Oh, but we gotta face you. that was probably worth all that spazzing, actually. Poison did go away, so that's good. You keep finding ways to be off-screen when that would have hit you. The killer cars. Well, that's probably not an attack you want to be hanging out for. Ooh, passive. This might be for, like, knives. Yeah, dagger expertise. Well, that would make sense. Considering its attack style. It's like Jack the Ripper mannerisms. Okay, that looks weird to you. That is a set of mirrors that you can use with a very special ability we won't be gaining for a long time. To turn yourself into a beam of light and reflect yourself around using mirrors. This entire area actually is based around that concept. And there is little, if anything, we can do here before we get it, so let's get out. So again, if I was interested in using, like, we found another passive, something I could grind for off screen. If I really wanted to get good at that. And honestly, the sword one, I probably just want to grind for, because it leads to great sword and katana eventually. So it would be a good idea to have a bunch of them. Can't store them more than 9, so before we get the katana prerequisites, I probably just need to get as many as I can and still expect to come back for more later. Oh, that was slick. I killed the boar with the backhand motion. I know you're coming after me, lady. I recognize your treacherous, evil poltergeist, but as otherwise I mentioned, pleasant, friendly-looking face. I know it's a terrible stereotype, but... And I am somebody who really needs in real life to lose a lot of weight. But I saw that, see a portrait of somebody who you believe is a real person and not a game character, and then you notice, well... the shape of the face and like in the back of my mind I'm thinking they probably did a really nice job of making her look nice and not as chubby as she might be in real life. We are not a society that in our fiction tolerates chubby women. She doesn't look chubby, I'm just saying, yeah, they got her in a dress where back in the day people used to wear dresses like that because look nice and feminine without you having to look like one of the models that would play a character on a historical drama nowadays who is supposed to be a lady type. Unless her character is, in the book it's based on, she's fat, you're probably going to get a skinny actress to play them on the TV. I'm way off script now, I'm just kind of blathering. Sinister Rag was acquired. There's a Sinister Rag. I think it was worthwhile to have upgraded some stuff I'm not using, which is probably silly, but I think it was worthwhile to upgrade this one attack that I'm relying so much on. It's got a nice predictable movement pattern. Might be situations where it's not going to be that great, but treating us well so far. So I thought we'd get some new movement tech when we beat that boss. We did not. We've just gotten access to a fairly large stretch of game we didn't have before, although this appears to be movement tech. Shortcut. HP max. That wasn't movement shortcut. Or it wasn't movement tech, but we got HP max. So we have another shortcut slot that I'm not sure how to use. This might be a big, long drop back to earlier. And honestly, it might be that now we need to do plot stuff back at base now that we've beaten Zanratsuken Man.
Hello, this is Solid Snake. I'm not Zanratsuken Man. I'm Zangetsu. Which kind of makes it weird to introduce myself as Solid Snake. This is Zanratsuken. Out.
Doesn't make sense to combine the sound effect with voice acting because that was the codec sound effect from the games before they had voice acting. Yeah, I was kind of expecting to get more than we've gotten from beating Zanratsu guy. We fought him up in this room. Didn't we? No, we fought him in this room. So, well, okay, there's something below we didn't see and something over to the right, so maybe I just missed stuff. But yeah, can't proceed here. Couldn't go up here. Had I dropped on the other side, we would have had a long fall here. I don't remember if there's, like, points here we can get off, but I'm pretty sure we can't get to them from above dropping down. We're meant to get to them later when we've got the technology to jump ludicrous heights. Could be entirely wrong about that, of course. So there's several different directions that we can explore in before I give up and hit a FAQ, which I will do faster, because I don't expect to remember everything. And just because it's a Let's Play, I'm likely to jump to the FAQ fairly quickly if I get stuck, rather than having a lot of content to be wandering around. I suppose I can off-screen wandering around.
Here's what I've turned up.
Oh, she's got a bunch of new stuff. Demon ×4. Haven't come across any of them yet, I don't think. But I kind of remember what they look like.
Help to the cattlemen rest in peace. Kill those murderers dead.
Got any targets?
Here's what I've turned up on monsters.
Got to kill some wolf, man. We can get here, Parent 3, baby.
Help Dan the wheelwright rest in peace.
Wheelman Dan, the Wheelman Man, was murdered by Wolfman, baby.
Got any target?
You might have misappropriated Wolfman Jack. What?
That's disappointing.
Oh, I don't think I'd heard that before.
You won't do it? That's disappointing.
No, Shield outsiders are just the best people.
Help Edward the Smith rest in peace. Kill those murderers.
I'm surprised. None of these enemies that we fought recently are ones that count as ones for this quest, unless I just missed all their names. Yeah, this is going to be it for the session, so I'm kind of just wrapping stuff up. That would appear to be Corn's hides and Elfen's Eye. If it's kind of small open.
Something.
I'm going to plant my boot up your ass.
Can you plant this?
Sure.
He's making plenty of food for this village of, like, 4 people.
How are you, Miriam?
Oh, yeah, Ryu. Okay, I don't recall us coming across whatever the hell this is. Monster bird tier. Rock and roll monster. Rock and roll monster. Now, the true question before we call it a session is not can we advance the plot, but can we make French fries? Do we have the technology?
Staying up late tonight?
Yes, okay? Stop getting on my case about that. I told you. Fried potatoes. We can. It appeared to be flour and mocha oil we were missing.
I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this.
Potatoes, salt. I didn't even notice what that last ingredient was. Flour. Do you need flour to make fried potatoes? Don't you just have to cut them and then fry them, which I guess is the mocha oil? I don't know where the flour would come into it, actually, again. I object. I did not know much about cooking, but I'm pretty sure you don't need flour for that recipe.
Tell me, what exactly is the Liber Logaeth?
A book. Next question.
A book written by an alchemist named John Dee.
The most terrifying alchemist name in history.
It's written in Enochian script, which is said to be the language of angels.
Something that I should have mentioned before, mentioning using it on your runes, and therefore leading to a zany conversation about how girls are dumb.
The book has the power to summon good spirits.
You know, like whiskey and rum.
But demons are not good spirits.
That's a little judgmental, isn't it?
Power is power.
Kind of
If
paint
you
with a
can
broad
summon
brush
good
there.
spirits, then all it takes is some changes to the structure of the rite to summon something else entirely.
Morally ambiguous spirits.
I suppose that makes sense. You researchers come up with some wild ideas.
And they're fun, these notions of using angel language to summon the powers of darkness, but...
I found a carriage that will take me across the courtyard bridge, but a stone statue is blocking the way.
I fear there may be an entire stone sentinel maze to be found.
What a coincidence. A message arrow just arrived from Zangetsu. In the Temple of Rainbow Glass, seek the demon carrying a stone statue in tribute.
Does he always write everything so cryptically?
Perhaps that demon's shard is just the power you need.
Does Zangetsu have Herculean strength? How did he manage to cross the bridge?
He drew a little sketch here at the bottom of a burly man leaping a great chasm.
Oh, come on.
Is there anything else you need?
You to be less
What are you looking
ridiculous.
to buy?
What you looking for? Have I hit the point where I just want to buy poison and... Ooh, no, poison's expensive. Never mind, I didn't realize quite how much it cost. So yeah, I burned through those
Is
eggs
this right?
quickly.
Thank you. Is this right? Many thanks.
And I don't need to buy the seeds, although it might be worth it just to not have to go back to the Galleon Minerva. And if I know there's free alchemy ingredients someplace, I tend to go to probably ridiculous lengths to avoid needing to get them. Or to pay for them. We burned up a lot of HP rounds fighting Zangetsu, but I would probably say it's worth it. We appear to be equipped with the best that she's selling, at least. There's probably ones we could make using alchemy, but as far as what she's got for sale, we got the best.
Did you bring it?
Are you gonna just bring it?
That's it. How did you know?
Well, your thoughts are
Oh,
presented to me
I
as a
can't wait to try it.
simplified icon picture of food, so...
You're welcome.
And I got Surumaru, which might be what I need to get a basic shard going for katanas, although once I've surrendered the only katana I have to get that, then I kind of don't have that
Is
anymore.
there anything else you'd like?
Yes.
I'll help you.
So, yellow kernels. Popcorn? Oh no, halfway between a food and a drink. And she would give me an apron, which
I
is
suppose
not impressive. It's like corn soup or something? Whatever. It will be apparent once we get back to Dudiak Man with the alchemy powers. In the meantime, Dudiak Man, that's his name, you know.
Scrumptious.
We'll eat these just to get the permanent benefits. I guess since I'm calling it a session here, I'll let this go a little long and just see if we can get any leads on what we need to do next here.
Staying up late tonight. So, what'll it be?
I don't mind them having that, but having them say it every time is getting on my nerves here. I mean, some people work night shift jobs and might be playing this when they first get back from work for an hour or two before they go to bed. You need to constantly be on their case game. Jeez. Oh, here we go. Is it corn? I think it's corn chowder. We're missing bread. Apple risotto. Yes. Well, no, but was it in that blue container? Corn chowder would fit the description, but I don't know if that picture is quite the ticket. Improved risotto.
guess I don't remember if it was in a blue bowl. I should probably check and see if it was in a blue bowl. If we can get bread, that seems like something that's going to be needed for some of these recipes, alright. Probably not quite as useful as it is in flour, butter, and halites. So if I got 2 butters, we could do this.
Did you see the Eastern man in the red armor? He was at Dominique's supply post.
Yeah, I almost killed him.
You mean Zangetsu? Be careful around that one. He thinks shard binders and alchemists are as bad as demons.
That is not what you said. I said shard binders and alchemists are as bad as demons. Much cooler voice.
He said he'd cut us down if he saw us again.
Well, he did. I'm actually ghost talking to you right now.
Well, we did technically start all this. But I agree, he doesn't need to be so savage.
He could be more of a macho king than a macho man, Randy Savage. I guess the macho king was also Randy Savage. Remember?
Those scars on his body tell the story of a rough life.
Of scarring himself because he's a weirdo.
Oh, well, then I'd better keep my distance.
That you should.
And that goes from me too. Stay the F away. Alright, it's confirmed she's... Whoa!
I suppose you have a point, but...
I guess we just ran right back into him again.
We're done talking. I must go.
It's time for the fucking... Sorry.
we're not done talking. And there he goes.
Yeah, you actually had a nice long pause before you said anything.
Sorry
there.
you had to see that.
He really doesn't like me, does he?
Oh, he's just stubborn. Can I help you with something?
Actually, well, I mean, if I can buy bread. Yeah, okay, it is in a blue container.
I have
so.
something new to offer you. What are you looking to buy?
So does she just sell bread? Because that might be simplest? No. She also doesn't sell butter, which means this is going to be harder than I thought. Was it milk, I think? And, halite, which I can't buy more of. Well, unless it's, here's an alchemy ingredient, it is. And it's actually super cheap. But, we also don't need it right now. Let's assume
right? Many
we're going to need a
thanks.
bit of this. I think we're going to run short of
We have a
flour,
deal.
too.
Thank you. I'll be...
Or was it eggs? Well, whatever. This video is going longer than I intended. I don't want to do a post-split. So let me just figure this out and get it over
Sting,
with.
so, what'll it be?
Alright, so...
I'll go with this. Great. I'll go with this. Great.
For a second I thought we'd switch to pasta by mistake. I was going to be rather annoyed. Corn chowder. Can I get 2? Yes. Got exactly the right amount of bread.
I'll go with this.
Now, if I go even further down the cooking path, maybe I will split after the fact, but for now, I believe...
If you ever encounter a demon named Bale, run.
I haven't, but I'm curious why I should.
Well, he's got his own DLC in Diablo 2.
Because he's the most powerful of the 72 demons. A quick escape may be the only thing that saves you.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad to me. Alright. Eat some corn chowder and get a permanent stat boost. And then we'll give some to the little lady and get whatever the hell she's giving us. I didn't even notice, actually. I probably should have paid some attention.
Did you...
But even if it's like a crappy reward, we still want to give it to her. Because it'll unlock whatever the next quest is, which might have a better reward.
Oh, You're welcome.
An apron, that's right. I remembered it was a crappy
Anything else
reward
you-
of some kind.
Yes,
But
I'll help you fix...
Spring Susie a baked dish. The one she wants is covered in white sauce and has a crispy bottom. And it gives us a kukri. No reason not to accept it. because that looks like a pizza, but it's not, because we already gave her pizza.
Staying up late tonight? What are you
Yes.
transmuting
What's
this
it to
time?
you? It's not apple risotto. Oh, macaroni. We need pasta and white sauce, both of which I think we can actually buy. So,
Promise you'll stop Jeeble no matter.
I'm going down the rabbit hole here, but I think we might actually...
I have some.
Wait, why would I think they could buy
What are you
white
looking to
sauce?
buy?
That really sounds like something that you have to make. And I've completely forgotten what the other thing we needed was. You know what? I gotta call it a video at some point. So let's come back next time we play with the excitement of trying to figure out more cooking. Sliding around in cowboy hat and a cowboy scarf, so that you can cook for little old ladies, is the true spirit of what Castlevania is all about. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Made some decent progress, though. It's a long game. A lot of exploring to be done. And a lot of yawning that I will be doing before it's all over. I'm Serious CG. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time when we try to cook macaroni as part of our quest to defeat fake Dracula.